Good evening, everybody. Welcome, Season 6 of Scrim Zone. Week 6 as well, I believe. We're here for Metabusters versus Andromeda. Cheeky little rematch here. Um, Last time these teams met, I think Metabusters had a 2-0 sweep. So the onus is definitely on Andromeda to try to claw some of their position back. But I'm excited to see how this matchup plays out tonight.
Yeah, hoping it's going to be a little bit of a banger. I've heard through the grapevine that Andromeda's been practicing quite a lot here in the last couple weeks, so I think they're looking to change the outcome here a little bit.
Um, yeah, we do have the rosters confirmed. So it looks like for Metabusters, the players will be Rex, Joey, Cam, Dav, and Jacob.
And I guess Andromeda's running what their normal starting roster looks like: Alana, Jonah, Stanley, Alex, and PB. So I don't know, should be a pretty good series. Um, I definitely expect we'll see some of the one tricks banned out during draft, but
Well, yeah, kind of interesting thing. I believe there's the last two series. Stav has played primarily AD carry for the Metabusters, but I believe it's only when Twitch is up. It might have been a coincidence, um, but the only game so far that I think he hasn't played Twitch was the one game it was banned, and he went top, and I think Rex went and played some Draven, had some
oh,
fun.
okay. What did he
So I
play
don't know
top?
if that.
Do you
Yeah, I
remember?
don't know if that was just he played Fiora.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, here I can pull up the game, pull up the games, so we can have a frame of reference. Yeah, it looks like the two Metabuster series back to back. Stuff on Twitch, and then yeah, it looks like in their final game in that second series, it was banned, and they did a swap. So I don't know if that was just like I don't know if that was just like a Rex was like, oh, let me just play Draven and you know swap me. You go to top daycare, or we're gonna take turns, or what? But
I mean, it was either that or it was like the Twitch one trick got banned, so now he's like throw his hands up in the air. Guess I'm going top.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's
But
kind of up in the air still at this point. We haven't seen we haven't seen the other side of that adaptation from Metabusters. We haven't seen a different champ so far from stuff. So I'm interested to see if there will be Twitch attention thrown in the draft, because I don't think that Garrett um, plays Twitch. I don't think that's one of the champions he prefers. So I don't think there'll be like pick pressure on the side of Andromeda for the Twitch.
yeah, I don't think we'll see Alex pull out Twitch. He's much more of like a Caitlyn, Kaisa, Zaya is what we've seen most. I feel like from him this season. So I think he and PB have pulled out the Lucian Milia a couple times as well. But
Wait, yeah. I just realized I said the wrong name because I was talking to Dean before and I was looking at the actual roster page for the teams because I thought that that's what it was. Yeah, so that's what I said. But yeah, I don't think Alex is gonna pick Twitch either.
yeah, I'm pretty sure isn't Garrett on Metabusters as well, and he also can play Twitch. I don't remember that for sure. Maybe not, or maybe
Nah, but he's not playing
he's
tonight.
been. I know he's played Lux the last couple nights mid lane, but uh, mm, I don't know. Perhaps the best mid laner on his team, TM,
I don't know. I
or
think
maybe
we'll have to. I think we have to save that for at least until we get one game down.
that's fair. That's fair. We'll have to see what Cam can pull out tonight and look good on.
Yeah. Taking a look here. Key player for Andromeda is PB. I think he's a really big voice on Andromeda's team. Um, and you can definitely tell by the way that he tries to move around the map that he's always thinking about how to get the team ahead, how to put them in a good position, and you can kind of tell by the champions he likes to play that they really facilitate that. The Leona, the Renata, Rel, all like CC champions, but like champions like there's a mix between like engage and like kind of like those disruptor champion aspects as well.
Yeah, but all
So
of them have what all of them have in common is that he likes to go mid or top and influence some other lanes other than bot lane whenever he has the advantage bot. So we know he kind of likes to be everywhere that he can get. And then looks like our key player for Meta Busters is Rex. Not sure his champion pool is going to be too relevant tonight if he's going to be playing top lane. I don't think we've seen as much of him top lane as we have, on like these champions and like ADC and jungle. So it'll be interesting to see what Rex has got planned for tonight and got cooking. I'm assuming they'll probably give him, like last pick on red side in this game one, and
yeah,
he'll get the matchup of his choice.
I'm not sure if I know we were waiting on side select, so I'm not sure if that came in yet. But yeah, he did. Rex did end up playing top, like I said, in 3 out of those 4 games in their past 2 series. But he definitely, we've seen him play in the jungle before, and all the like more than half those champions up there on his stat tab were 80 carries. So that's my main point here. Kind of is, I think it's hard to put a pin on Meta Busters at the moment because they picked up a little bit of new talent, and we haven't seen them really have to adapt much so far to anything. We've kind of just seen them like play their game, and then the Twitch got banned away one game, and they swapped it up. But I don't know. There's just a lot. There's a lot up in the air at the moment, I think. So it'll also be interesting once we get into draft to see what kind of read Andromeda has put on Metabusters.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Meta Busters among our strongest teams in the league this season, and Andromeda has struggled a little bit, kind of to match that, but they're not. I mean, from watching them the last time that they played and watching just all of their games, like Andromeda definitely has a chance to win this series. I think. I mean, I think this team is definitely a little bit underrated this far into the season, and we're only like halfway through, so anything can happen.
Looks like key matchup that we got here for this series is going to be the mid lane between Cam and Stanley. It looks like historically Cam has been on the winning side of a majority of the games here, but I think I don't know. You look at these pools, and there's kind of a little bit of just like a archetype mismatch. Cam, he likes Echo. He played that in the jungle and mid lane to success, and then you see Fizz and Zed. And then
And
you look at the
Stanley,
champs that
yeah,
the Stanley has played into Cam, and it's a lot of champions that those assassins kind of want to see at least in the
yeah.
early game.
Only one of those champions isn't a scaling mage, and
Right.
it's still a mage, the Vex. So
Yeah. No, I mean it's not. It's uneven at the moment, but it's not completely one sided. It's not just the champion matchups. There's still room in there for anything to happen, and they have similar records overall.
and yeah,
Quite even,
overall,
pretty very very consistent players in my
oh yeah,
opinion.
absolutely, yeah. And very stable players. I mean, they perform pretty consistently for their teams. I mean, looking at their average KDs in their games and everything. But I mean, if we kind of look at some champions to watch here, it looks like we've got of course we talked earlier about the Stav's Twitch, but Jacob kind of a little bit of a Nami one trick last season and in prior seasons. We'll see what he's looking to break out tonight in the support role. Rex is showing that Pantheon that we saw a couple weeks ago. Kind of hope hope and kind of not hope to see that again because it's kind of one of the most like oppressive early game champions. But I don't know. You can't look at the champions like and not talk about Alana's Mordekaiser as well, like one of her most consistent champions that she's willing to bust out in a lot of these games. I'm kind of expecting to see a ban thrown toward it just to keep her off of it, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Alana Alana did end up. She has played one game of Mordekaiser against Metabuster so far, but that was that game that Rex stopped and they put Fiora into the Mordekaiser there, and it looked a little bit gnarly. But I mean, that's just Fiora things at
Yeah, I
some
mean,
point. But
Fiora
also
into Mordekaiser.
interesting to note that I mean Jacob plays quite a few enchanters, but actually in their last series against who was it? Rift Sharks. Yeah, Rift Sharks. Jacob played 2 games with Leona, and I think one of those games was against an enchanter, Milio, and the other one was against Alistar. So I'm not sure if Leona is Jacob's main like engage pick, and that's something that the Metabuster or Andromeda can pinch to kind of prevent him from matching those same kind of utility picks that PB likes to play. Um, yeah, honestly, that's I guess what I'm really I like I we have thoughts, but what I'm really interested in is these teams, how they've kind of read their counterpart in this
Yeah,
series.
yeah, I'm interested to see. I think we'll get a lot of information once we see like the first three bands on each side on like what kind of strategy they're looking at.
And it
Like
looks like
playing into the other team.
yeah, Andromeda uh, will be on the red side this game, and Metabuster's on the blue. And
Oh,
here we are
Metabuster's on
getting into
blue. Okay.
draft. Um,
All right.
see.
I definitely expect to see a rel ban come out on blue side here. Yeah, and there it is.
Yeah, curious to see how many bot lane focus bans we see here in the first phase from Metabusters.
Yeah, I mean, of the things on Andromeda that you want to target, it's for sure that strong bot lane. I mean, Alex and PB definitely among the strongest that we have in Scrim Zone. So we see a Lux ban come out.
Yeah, and Echo taken away from Cam. Uh, yeah, I think just a champion that Stanley's champion pool has a bit of trouble into.
Yeah, it's not even just that, but I mean, we know Cam plays a lot of Echo, so want to try to get him off comfort as well.
And I think I'm not sure if I think the Diana pick might be targeted that way as well. And opting to ban the Draven,
Draven, okay.
but leaving the Twitch up. Let's see, that's at least 2 bans thrown at PB by Metabusters as well.
We get a first pick Twitch for the side of Metabusters.
Yeah, I think that was their strategy in their previous games was if Twitch is up, they'll just first pick Twitch because most people just assume he's going to pick it anyways, so might as well get it out of the way.
All right, and a Kaisa Nautilus answer. I like that as just like a okay. We want some hard engage for Twitch. He likes to flank in team fights and stuff, so you want that Nautilus to be able to press one button on him. We're gonna see Jacob on Leona, like you called out earlier. Let's see what they've got else to answer.
Okay, yeah. Strategy. I think in our series last night, we just saw a lot of picking top lane in the first rotation on 3. Just because you know that that champion's going to get pinched if you leave it to the second phase.
Oh, we're gonna see
And
Alana on the Shin for the second time.
yeah, really excited to see like a newer pick coming out from Alana. I know she's played it one time previously before, but I think there's quite a few games that she's put in for practice. This is a really tough matchup, but
Yeah, it's all gonna come down to how Shin trades in those like first few levels. Um,
I mean, but that's Alana's backstory is tough matchups on the come up.
Oh yeah, I mean that is her MO. She thrives in those tough matchups.
Okay, and see, we've seen the support pick picked up, so they've transitioned on to Stanley. I imagine another mid laner is going to get banned by Meta Busters here. Zach, a really good. I know Joey definitely plays the champion, and I think Zach is definitely along the lines of what Meta Busters might be looking to round out their composition. Kha'Zix's banned as well.
It's a solid jungler. You want to get it out of the pool. I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know that Metabusters would have picked it this game. There's a lot of CC on the side
I
of
mean,
Andromeda already,
they already
but
have Nautilus and Shen. It might be indicative that they're picking a vulnerable jungler here
very possible. Yeah.
and just wanting to get a big just early game jungle threat out of off the table. Definitely want to see jungle picked up here.
Oh,
But you see
they just go
Syndra.
ahead and get Stanley.
Honestly, not a bad mid blind pick to be honest.
I mean, of mid blind picks, Syndra is definitely a good one. And they're gonna save that jungle for that R5 counter pick.
Yeah, definitely if you're gonna pick mid blind like this, Syndra is definitely one of those champions you want to look for. We see the Xerath and Kayn. I don't
Okay,
know. I don't.
okay.
Have we seen a Kayn yet this season?
I don't know that we have. Let's look and see what if we've seen any Kane.
And played it in our first series.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There's just a one game so far, or
Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
okay.
Looks like there's been
Yeah.
2 games. Looks like Mike played it against Rift Sharks. Um,
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, still 2 picks. Kind of a low presence jungler, so definitely cool to see some champs we don't get to see super often come out. And
we see
looks
a
like Rek'Sai gonna round out red side comp here. Let's see. How do you how do you look at bot lane? You tell me. I'm not gonna try to tell you.
I mean, Twitch is not the strongest champ early on, and I don't know, it does kind of depend on what Alex builds here. I mean, if he goes that like lethality Kaisa build, he should be pretty strong, rounding out into like the early and mid game. But the later the game goes, the higher the chance the Twitch finds a flank and is able to kind of have his way a little bit. But as for the lane, I think Kaisa Nautilus should have a really easy time securing push and keeping prio in that lane.
Right. I think Kane is definitely slippery enough to evade Rek'Sai if that's the game plan, or to move around the map through the Rek'Sai to plays if that's in the cards as well. I don't think that Rek'Sai can really invade Kane and punish him. I just don't know if Rek'Sai can lock Kane down enough in the jungle to make that worth it.
But Kane is going to probably outfarm the Rek'Sai.
Well, I hope so. I hope this Rek'Sai. What I want to see from Rek'Sai this game is a lot of pressure, but bot lane and mid lane in this
Yeah,
game.
you're going to want to make some early plays on this Rek'Sai for sure. I mean, you want to take advantage of Kane's weakest part of the game, which is before he gets his form. So definitely want to see the Rek'Sai try to take advantage of this bot lane. Maybe even like you probably want to look to blow Twitch's flash early and then just come back bot until it comes back up.
Now,
I think
I
that's your
honestly
best outlet.
think if you get Twitch or you get Xerath,
Zareth,
I
yeah.
think it's just blood in the water from then on until the ability is back up. You just exploit that as much as you can, because this Darius and the Shen matchup, it starts out bad for Shen, and it doesn't really ever get better, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't even, I'm not sure if it's worth to commit many resources top lane here. I think it's time for the weak side, the weak side Alana performance, the valiant Shen gamer, brothers stand united, all that jazz. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I definitely think that Rek'Sai has a lot of avenues to blow open this game with the early game weakness, on the early game, disparity on like this Twitch and a Xerath potentially with no flash and Kane being at his weakest point of the game. Definitely interesting to see what kind of avenues Jonah tries to poke and prod at to get the ball rolling here. But I think Metabuster's play is honestly just a play through top most likely and scale the rest of their map.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they can get a lead top lane and play long enough through that lead top lane, if it gets to those like late game team fights, I don't think they'll have much issue just winning in those late game team fights. I mean, their composition is pretty well suited for that kind of gameplay.
Yeah, just looking at this, you can see the Darius 4-1 against Shen. Shen kind of, I don't know if anyone knows Xpetu, the Shen genius, the genius, but he's organizing a strike for so people don't play Shen because of how poor of a state he believes Shen to be in at the moment. Not that really pertains to us, but it's just interesting to bring up. I saw a video on it yesterday.
Yeah,
But
I saw something about it. I wasn't sure exactly what it was all about. But I did like think of it just for a second when Alana locked the chin in earlier.
yeah, and then we saw the mid matchup stats for the key matchup, but I'm not sure. I think we have Alana versus Rex games, so I'm not sure.
Do we have Alana versus Rex games?
Oh no, Cam played. Oh, and stop. Okay, I see. Never mind. I was tripping. I've been awake for 40 hours. But yeah, so we haven't seen this top lane matchup here. But Rex definitely likes to play those dominant picks, has a dominant matchup right here. I think Shen's just gonna have to try to weather it as best as possible. We haven't seen Joey versus Jonah before in the jungle. And it looks like bot lane is pretty even as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have surprises in store for it.
Yeah, I mean, we get to see some of the overall records of these champions, like in scrims. I mean, it looks like Darius pretty solid. Xerath, I mean, that's actually a surprising amount of Xerath games. I don't know who's playing all those. Maybe it was Honan. I think he mentioned that he likes pulling out the Xerath every once in a while.
I think Joel has like 20, if that helps.
Oh yeah, I
Joel,
forgot. Yeah,
Joel plays like Ziggs and Xerath.
Ziggs and Xerath. Yeah,
those kind of artillery mages as well a lot.
We've seen him top this season, so I'm like used to seeing his like Poppy or Renekton, but I've played against his Ziggs and Xerath before. Yeah, it's like
And then
Twitch
we
is
know the
also pretty
story.
successful.
Giga Twitch presence, Giga Kaisa presence, Giga Nautilus presence, Giga Leona presence.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of this Leona, like the classic, like trade with supports, and then Twitch. I mean, we have Will and I've only seen Stav play Twitch really, so that's just two people. I'm sure I've seen a couple other Twitches as well. Um, I don't know. The prio on Twitch in Scrim Zone has to be a little bit higher than the prio on Twitch anywhere else that I've seen.
We have to get Caesarius to pull out the Twitch jungle, the retro
We do.
vibes.
Spoilers for Spectre's games later in the season? Question mark.
All right, yeah. First time Darius for Rex, but and second time Xerath for Cam. Kind of looks like he smurfed in his previous performance.
Yeah, that KDA of 15 looking a little nasty there. Looks like Stav's been doing really well on this Twitch as well.
Yeah, that's why I was really hoping that we would see a Twitch ban and maybe see a different champion. Not that I'm trying to tell this guy he can't play Twitch. I mean, I'm just saying like he's doing well. He's doing well on the champion, and you haven't seen him play anything else. So I'm not sure if that's maybe like a adaptation that might be made in game 2 or 3. But
yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how big of a problem the Twitch is in this game. I mean, maybe they don't feel intimidated by it until they've, had it be a problem, during the game. So. Oh, looks like we're getting in though. We get to kind of look at the Skinergy going on. I mean, based on that alone, what are we thinking? Who's got the advantage?
Seeing a lot of purple on Andromeda.
All right. I mean,
I'm not seeing much else coordination. All right, but
there wasn't really much else. But I mean, we all know Skinergy. The only thing that matters in determining the outcome of the game.
All right, looks like Mana Crystal start by Cam on the Xerath. Gonna get
really
that here.
Heavy. Yeah, really heavy scaling. He wants to
make sure that he's getting to that lost chapter spike as fast as possible.
Yeah, Darius pushing into the jungle here, just scoping it out. But other than that, doesn't look like we're gonna see much of anything else occur here before minions meet.
Yeah, pretty standard starts so far. Looks like we've got no silly invades or anything going on. Nothing super crazy. Gets that like 10 or whatever first strike gold off that Q.
But maybe we will see something here. Looks like Jonah walking in, maybe just getting a ward down. Yeah, just looks like we're doing some warding.
Yep, just fighting over vision a little bit here, level 1, but nothing too crazy.
Depending on how fast Kane clears, I'm not sure if that ward will still be there when he gets there. If he's doing a full clear red side before he plus walls before he walks on the blue, it might be.
Yeah, but just knowing,
just knowing he's not starting there is information that's valuable as well.
Yeah, just lets you play a little bit more comfortably, knowing where he's going to be, for his first few minutes of the game.
No leash for both junglers. It looks like an immediate invade by Kane here. This is a Logan move if I've ever seen it.
This is a Logan move. Let's see if they can kind of sniff it out a little bit here, or if Kane's just going to be able to feast on this bot side a little bit.
I don't think they have a way to know, unless they just assume.
Looks like he does just settle for the blue. Taking a
yeah,
little action here in mid lane with trading.
Yeah, Rek'Sai picking up 2 camps, walking immediately to the blue. Sad face, it's not there.
Not there. That's really good at like throwing off that first gank timer for the Rek'Sai as well. Gonna delay the level 3.
Yeah, definitely a big advantage here. And it looks like Alana getting pulled in here. Gonna taunt out. Wave is pushing into her still. Just a slow push set up by Darius. Maybe looking to get a cheater recall here. He doesn't have TP, so something like that will be super valuable for him to maintain a tempo advantage.
Yeah, we should see Alana just soaking those minions to the top. Nothing really to stop her from farming up.
Yeah, both junglers bot side right now as well.
Alright, we're seeing some chunking here happening though. Some good trades here coming out from Rex.
Yeah, really difficult to pick up this farm under tower as Shen. When you just have your Doran starting item, you need your Q autos to be able to one-shot the caster minions after the tower shot. So, but Jonah posted up here bot. Looks like they're making a play. projectile hits knockup. Hook goes over on Twitch, and they pick up Jacob here. First blood going over to Andromeda. This is what we wanted to see.
Yep. We did not
Metabusters
see.
didn't burn any sums aside from the heal though. So
Yeah,
good
we
on
didn't
them
see that
for...
Twitch flash. So I mean, it looks like they are still relatively safe from a regank, but do see Jacob fall.
Yeah, Kane topside here. The scuttle and enemy Krugs are up. This might turn into a dive angle. But it looks like Rek'Sai is pathing top too, so definitely Kane's gonna get there first.
Kane's definitely gonna get there first, but don't know. I don't know. Does Darius have enough of a wave to dive top right there, or?
I think Shen's low enough that if he has his friend come.
Okay, they're good. Looks like they're gonna look for it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Really well played by Alana there.
Very well played. Manages to survive.
Still needs
here.
to be careful though because they can come back. Yeah, good flash.
Good flash. Good flash.
Yeah, no. Very, very, very good dive deny. Very good weak side.
Stanley roaming up.
Got the weak hits, taunt hits. But
just
but
gonna
yeah,
glide right
Kane.
through the wall though and get out.
Kane, super slippery. Looks like Jonah is gonna punish here, take those Krugs. We'll see if this is sniffed out though.
Yeah, does he get spotted here?
I don't think that. I don't think they saw.
I don't think they saw either. They see now though. They know that he probably took the Krugs. But he was really close to getting spotted there. I think he would have died if they had caught him there.
Yeah, definitely super low.
See Twitch walking in Viz, get a good trade on the Kaisa here.
Yeah, no E. Oh, the E did come out at the end there. Walk back in range. I was gonna say no E for a second, and the trade wasn't too bad, but
A little awkward wave state, bot side. I mean, Alex hasn't gotten to base yet, and he's going to be stuck here until they can get the wave shoved out.
yeah, I think that can be the power of the Twitch. Here we got
Really good trades coming for Cam.
Oh, good dodges.
Good dodges, yep.
Yeah, I think that's the power that the Twitch can exert is a better wave clear. Oh,
See Rex flash.
That was super ambitious, but you know, I don't. Rex was pushing too many buttons, and I don't know how to push buttons on Tryndamere, so.
True. Okay, we see Cam kind of hitting away on this mid tower, getting his reward from pushing Stanley out of the lane, and we see Rex kind of pushing in to scout out this topside jungle of the Rek'Sai. But Jonah sees him; he's kind of just
Darius
biding his
is level
time. We
6
see
here.
Nautilus roaming up.
Knock up
if they-
hits. The root. Can they get the Darius down? No
I think
flash.
they get him. Yeah.
Yeah, really heads up play. You know, spotting out the Darius, lying in wait, following your teammates, and just letting him know that he's not where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a little bit of an ambitious invade from the side of Metabusters. I think they didn't really have enough vision to be looking for that, but it does pay off if he's able to get it though. So
Yeah, you
looks like they're looking for another play.
Yeah, hook comes down. No flash on Kane still. He can't get to the wall to E. Can we get more CC?
Maybe.
Oh, cancels.
Oh,
So close.
so close. I think if the Kane's E hadn't been back up, I think maybe the R would have been enough, but not quite. And with the mist stun, just didn't have the lockdown to keep him from getting away.
Yeah, I mean, Andromeda doing a really good job at looking and trying to take what is set up and available for them, but, you know, also really good on this Kane here. 2 kind of encounters in a row, getting out by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, I
Not
do
giving
wanna,
any of that gold over.
while we have some downtime, I do want to point out that Metabusters is actually employing the Twitter tech. They have the Kayn and Xerath on the same team, so once Kayn has R, and Xerath also has R, they can just hold an F key, and Xerath should just have aimbot. So that might be
I
something to watch
actually
later in the game.
I actually remember seeing that now that you mention it. I had completely forgotten about it though, until you mentioned it.
I didn't even know that that was like some dark technology that was possible. I hope,
It's
actually
some
hope we get to see
serious
it now.
dark. It's some serious dark technology because they buffed the Xerath ult to do a lot more damage if you can hit like repeated shots, and the Kayn basically ensures that you just can hit repeated shots. It
Right.
looks pretty gross. Getting back
Yeah.
in though, we see Nautilus land a hook here on the Xerath. I mean, this is a pretty immobile champion, but Stanley's
Kayn is
really
mid with
low.
6. Over the counter. Rek'Sai from the other side. Do we see a knock up here? Oh, stun from the Xerath coming out. Hook, scatter the weak, the knock up.
And they
that's
do manage to knock the Kayn down.
Yeah, that's 3 kills for Jonah here. I was going to mention on that Darius invade, not necessarily a bad idea, but when you're Iron Spike Whip Darius and you have a Rek'Sai with Heartbound Axe and a Nautilus there to stop you, you're kind of really not tanky enough to get your stacks up and try to make that play work. So
Yeah, we do see
these early
Rex-
plays really playing off for Jonah.
Oh yeah, I mean, really good start here from the side of Andromeda, but we do see Rex with an early, like, almost 60 CS lead in top lane. Really not allowing Alana any room to breathe in this matchup. Really good trade back from Alana here.
Ben struggles infinitely with wave clear, even when he's ahead. He still kind of needs to buy those Bambi Cinders, those Tiamats to make it work. Back cancelled here. Darius, no mana, has flash, pops the ghost, and the Rek'Sai ult just comes out and takes him down. That's 4 kills on this Rek'Sai.
We did say before the game even started, this Rek'Sai was going to need to make some plays. Looks like Jonah did hear us, and he's making some plays happen.
Yeah, interesting to note, it is 0-4 on the scoreboard, but this gold is still dead even because of these CS differences that you've seen built up in top and mid at the moment.
Yeah, we're looking pretty even in bot here, though. Looks like we're already going to dive on the Twitch.
This should be a dead Twitch.
Oh yeah, looks like they do manage to get him very easily. Good dive from the side of Andromeda.
Yeah, let's point out the 4 assists on PB here. Just being a big dude with an anchor, walking around, clapping.
He's been all over the map a little bit, and we still see Alex. He's going for this lethality Kaisa build with the early Umbral-Glaive. Get that early Q evolve and just really be stronger earlier than like the static shiv like AP Kaisa we've seen.
Yeah, good point out.
Looks like we are seeing Andromeda start up the Mountain Dragon here.
Definitely in a good position to do so, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I mean, they just get that dive bot, which just got to come collect the wave, and they can just kind of do this for free while they're getting back into the lane. But we are seeing Meta Busters drop the Rift Herald. They're going to knock a few plates off this mid
Out of the week,
lane
the Q
tower.
and the ult. That's Xerath dead.
You can't disrespect the Syndra burst though. After she's got a couple components even of Ludens, she does a lot of damage.
And I do think Xerath died before Shelly hit, so I don't think Xerath got late gold. I think it works that way.
I believe so, yeah. So that means that all the plate gold went onto the Kayn.
But I really think we need, especially with that Rift Herald dropped mid and this large Darius in the top lane, I think we do need to see a little bit of acceleration, a little bit of foot on the gas pedal here, potentially from Andromeda.
Yeah,
Try to not give Metabusters as much room to breathe.
Looks like they are looking for a play here on the Darius, but he's stacking up. It's looking pretty dangerous here.
No, really. Oh yes. So they do trade there, and that's a lot of gold going over to the Darius. But that was a real heads up taunt by Alana there. I think Rek'Sai was at 4 stacks. I think if Darius got one more auto off and just hit R, I think that's a double kill for Darius. But that taunt there at the end, distracting the auto attack attention from the Darius right before max stacks on his passive was really good.
Yeah, I mean, Alana definitely made sure that there was no 1v2 happening top. She made sure it was a trade instead, and I think she played that very well to make sure of that. Have a little bit of something developing here in the river, perhaps. And we do see PB land the hook onto the Kane. A stun from Syndra as well. This looks really good.
Yeah, see Leona going down, Twitch going down. That's a 3 for 1.
3 for 1, but they do lose Syndra, but I mean, they'll take those.
Yeah, no, see, this is what I was saying. This is exactly what I wanted to see. We need to see a lot more just being in positions that you know you can defend. And
Darius pops the ghost here. Oh, he does.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a double kill for Darius unless PB can hook away here. Oh, and the kill does go over to the Syndra. So,
okay.
You know, maximum gold right out handed to Andromeda there. But yeah, I mean, what are you to do as a Kaisa? What are you to do as a Kaisa there when there's Darius with Ghost Flash and Stride Breaker?
Yeah, I mean, all you can do is just hope that he can't catch up to you or that your support sacrifices himself for you. But that we do see both the bot laners and Andromeda fall.
Yeah, one side effect of these scraps that they've been going for, Kane does have the red form here at approximately 15 minutes. So pretty decent timing. And it looks like they're going to pick up a second Herald here.
Second Herald. Looks like Andromeda is sniffing it out, though. They do realize that something's amiss. And
they do have time to respond. Shen does not have ultimate, but they do have Syndra here to facilitate.
Looks like they do successfully push them off.
Yeah, Twitch pushing in this bot lane here. Actually electing to get the wave and then walk mid. Even if, yeah, Syndra goes down there, but still a pretty precarious situation with the Twitch coming up. And it looks like Metabusters is just going to start this Rip Trail back up.
Yeah,
I don't think that Andromeda can stop them right now. Hook coming down on the Xerath though, but like I said, the Twitch was invis. He was hiding. The ult comes down.
So close to trading there, but we do see him fall. Twitch had a really good position there on the Kaisa.
Yeah, it looks like this kill down on the Kaisa, top tower falls, and they're picking up Rift Herald here. Pretty big gold swing for Metabusters. I think this was yeah, it was like approximately a 2k gold swing, I believe, maybe a little bit more.
Between the Herald and all the kills they just picked up, yeah, I mean, we're seeing them kind of really shoot themselves right back into the lead in this game, and what was starting to, you know, it was starting to get a little out of their hands. I mean, Andromeda was making really good plays, but they're just kind of throwing their, you know, look at the CS numbers, you know, mid and top, they're kind of just throwing their wallets at them a little bit.
Yeah, this matchup is just, it's not Alana, this matchup is unplayable.
I mean, the longer the game goes, the harder it is for this Shin to play. I mean, Darius just doesn't let him breathe, keeps pushing top, and anyone comes and tries to help, he's just gonna 1v2. It's just a rough position to be in.
Yeah, the Xerath poke starting to come in. Jacob maybe looking for an ultimate angle here. They're just gonna push Andromeda off the dragon. General is available. Kane here on the flank through the wall, double knockup. Leona ult hits too, Darius pulled, yeah. I think this is an ace here, potentially, or no. Oh, there's Darius.
Oh, maybe.
Nope. They managed to peel Darius off the Kaisa, but that was a really, really good fight from the side of Metabusters. They just find them in a choke, and Xerath's just throwing spells into it, and there's nowhere really for Andromeda to go, and they can't decide whether just to give or try to keep look for position. They just end up eating too much poke and falling.
Yeah, easy to miss there, but they did do the Xerath Kane combo. You saw the pings coming out before the fight. Kane ults into the Syndra, and she just never stood a chance.
Yep, they did. I did see him get a couple shots in with the Kane ult.
Yeah, just those Xerath abilities, every single one of them, super, you know, impactful in those chokes, especially those ones where you have to line up And it kind of just lined up all on the abilities. The Kane W came out and got multiple. The Leona W came, or ultimate came down, and I think they pulled multiple with Darius as well. Just kind of playing bumper cars with the entire team in that fight.
We do get a pause here, looks like.
Looks like a Stav diff at the moment.
Mm.
Internet diff. But yeah, let's look at your there. Even with that early game aggression and success from Andromeda, we do see that all three tier 1s are still up for Metabusters at the moment. Looking at this gold difference, it is, about 5k, which is quite a bit of gold. But it's not insurmountable. I think if they can get some of these tier 1 turrets off the map, then they'll definitely be in a really good spot gold-wise. I think a lot of it is going to come down to... I'm not sure, because I would say set up on the objectives, but Kane through walls, invisible twitch, half a screen away Xerath abilities kind of make it pretty easy for the Metabusters to kind of, check each corner like they're playing CS, check each bush, work their way into an objective no matter how hard you set up, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of looking at like the gold that is pulled up right now. I mean, after we saw the early plays from the Rek'Sai, I was expecting to see maybe a little bit more of a gold gap between her and the Kane, but really not. She's not that far ahead of him, really. And then you just see the massive gold gap in top lane right now, and I mean, even mid, like Tam is 2k up on Stanley right now, and it's just looking like Metabusters are pretty strong everywhere on their top side, and then their bot lane is pretty even. So right now, they definitely have a bit of an advantage, but doesn't mean it's over for Andromeda. There are some shutdowns for them to pick up, and if they find, 1 or 2 good plays, they're right back in. I mean,
yeah, we're assuredly in this mid game phase here. Pretty good showings, like I said, from Andromeda in the early phase, but we did say, oh, here we are back in the game. But we did say that Metabusters kind of scaled a bit better as we went into as we get later into the game, and they are finding themselves in a decently confident position already. So we'll just have to see how it plays out from here.
RC Metabusters recall here. They've got some gold in inventory that they need to spend.
And Darius kind of exposed. Darius kind of exposed here. Doesn't really have his team forward in the lanes to cover for him or to draw attention away. Metabusters kind of slow her to get back out on the map here, but I think by now play's kind of fizzled out. If you go for it, Darius can delay long enough for the team to arrive, so it's not really an angle anymore. See some of this vision cleared out. Oh.
We got another pause.
Another pause here.
Some more internet diff happening.
Here, let's see. Let's look at these builds. If you look at Shen's inventory right here.
Oh, and we're back really quick this time. But looking at Shen's inventory, I mean, are those are components for Heartsteel now?
Right. I'm not sure, especially with how this game is going, if that's the right item to try to go for here, especially because the item's not completed at 20 minutes and it's an item that does need to stack, has a stacking component to it.
Right.
But then again, I'm not sure if Jock Show or something like that really helps you survive much longer in these fights. I want to see maybe a Warden's Mail come out, or some kind of like frozen heart, some kind of way to get into the fight and disrupt a little bit more. Taunt narrowly missing. Knock up on 2 there. Twitch is going off. Looks like they're collapsing up to the top of the fight on Twitch.
We see that Xerath and Kane combo again here.
Yeah, it looks like they will walk
just
out.
Just a 1-for-1. We saw a lot of action there, but just a 1-for-1 in that play is not bad.
Yeah, and I think shutdown on Twitch went over. Oh, Xerath stunned hitting. This is definitely a dead Shen here. Belly definitely going to get 2 charges. Oh, it looks like they're abandoning it.
Looks like they're going to abandon it here. So you see
Maybe setting up
Rek'Sai trying to match
here.
Darius bot side here. Does set up really easily for Metabusters just be able to do a 20-minute Baron if they want. It looks like they are going to go for it.
Yeah, they're Baron pretty slow until Twitch gets there. They are going to get spotted out on Vision, so they do know this is happening. Looks like Rek'Sai sprinting there. Darius not too worried about it at the moment, though.
Looks like Twitch is on his way as well. Without him, though, like burning it, doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it before Andromeda is able to get there.
Yeah,
I think they should probably pull off of this. I don't think they can actually go ahead and finish it.
They're going kind of low. The Rek'Sai kind of a little ambitious. Getting in there, does get 1 before going down. Kane's super low, sniped out by the Kai'Sa W. Yeah, I know that Baron was just too slow without the Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think they really overestimated how much damage they deal to it without that consistent ADC damage, and they are, poking back here and trying to make sure that all their vision doesn't get cleared, but I think they needed to realize sooner that they weren't going to have the DPS to finish it and back off. But we do see Darius running in 1v2 against the bot lane here.
Nautilus ult, Kai'Sa ult to the other side of the fight, gets out of the
Good
queue.
flash there from Alex. He is getting peppered here with Xerath abilities. Actually just 1 HP from just Xerath ult.
Yeah, I think
the max range pull from Rex, Twitch flank on the Shin, Alana is running for her life, and falls as well.
Yeah, no, that Darius, just a Darius walks through and throws his wallet at you moment. He's got a bunch of bonus health, armor, and movement speed. So unless Syndra's hitting him, he's kind of being chilling at the moment.
Yeah, this Baron should definitely be able to fall now. I mean, they've got the Twitch there, they have Darius and Kane to tank. They should easily be able to take this down. We'll see if Jonah can get in for a steal angle, but looks like we've got some zoning happening from Jacob here to make sure that doesn't happen. But maybe he doesn't see him try to get in. He's not able to get in.
Yeah, looking at how Metabusters is probably looking to play this Baron, they have Dragon coming up in 15 seconds, so I assume they're all going to run there. And the only towers left are Inhib towers and Nexus towers, so not really a clear priority for pushing established yet for this Baron.
Yeah, I definitely think they'll look to put Darius inside, but they may be looking to fight over this Drake first.
Honestly, you have this Baron, and you have... I'm not sure. I think potentially, if this is me, Darius here, angle on the Nautilus, defenseless support at the moment. Stack Avenue, out of the weak lands, max range.
Looks like he's not taking really any damage though. He's got the
he's got the Force of Nature now as well. And on the backside of that, they're just gonna pick up Soul Point here.
Looks like he is gonna try to take this fight. We got 4 top here.
Surely is a dead Darius.
Oh yeah, he's gone. A little ambitious look there from Rex, but he feels pretty strong and he wants to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think either just getting caught out because of lack of vision, or just a scenario where your team isn't really in position to back up that sort of position. Not necessarily physically with their bodies, but, across the map to apply pressure evenly. So it kind of just goes down for free there. Well, he's getting the dragon, but yeah.
Yeah, would have liked to see him play a little bit, more reserved there. Wait on his team to push up waves so they can get a little bit more out of their Baron. But
I do respect the angle of, testing your limits, seeing how strong you are, and see if you could win. Lopsided play like that.
Yeah, interesting to see that this Baron's still going, but so far no structures really gained from this Baron's. We do still have all towers up for Andromeda to take.
It's something to keep your eye on for these like future fights we're gonna have. We do see Cam right now. He has Ludens, Rabadons, Shadowflame, and 25 pages in his Medjais right now. He is very, very strong in this game, and he basically has aimbot with this Kayn in these fights.
Yeah, look at that half health on Syndra. Syndra kind of
Yeah.
walking dangerously here in the line of the Leona, but he's gonna be able to walk away.
Looks like Metabusters just kind of pressuring on all fronts here. They're gonna try to get what they can. Oh, we do see a little bit of a tussle here between Kayn and Rek'Sai, but they kind of just walk away from each other. A little bit of a noodle fight.
Yeah, I'd almost can't like having to say that whoever Kayn ults can probably just die to the Xerath. Like, I think if Kayn walks up and like auto ults somebody and Xerath just hits the R key, I think someone dies. Big knockup here on Xerath. Out of the week. Rek'Sai going in deep down. Looks like going to be picked up by the Twitch before he can get work done on the backside of that fight.
Just not enough. We do see the Xerath will come out. He's hitting some of these shots. Darius takes down Shin on the other side of the map. Isa does trade back Twitch. She's starting to land some of this poke, and Metabusters is pretty low on this top side, but who's going to answer this Darius?
Yeah, we need to get bodies back in base, get some more resources here. Yeah, Luik misses the stun. That's a dead Syndra.
That's a dead Syndra.
Yep, Darius now auto-attacking the inhibitor on the opposite side of the map.
They did use a lot of their big cooldowns on this Xerath, and they still weren't able to take any pages out of his book. And Rex is going for this fight again. Maybe he can pull it out this time. But
Kiting back to his team, though. Yeah, kiting towards his team this time.
Looks like they are going to be able to get out here, and I don't know. Well, I don't know if they're going to look and try at least to take some of this jungle on the way out. But
Kayn kind of caught out here right before Dragon.
Does still have ultimate. It's going to heal a lot when he comes out here, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Oh, the CC layering gets over the wall. Okay, yeah, there he goes.
Does die. Okay.
Death timer only a little bit longer than this dragon spawn timer, so if Metabusters are able to stop Andromeda from immediately going on this dragon, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference in the immediate outcome of this dragon.
Yeah, as long as they still are able to set up and get some vision, deny the enemy vision around that dragon, they should be able to secure it.
Yeah, Baron spawning at the same time. I don't think they need Baron to end, but they could honestly try to play Andromeda and see if they can get this Baron and give over the dragon. They only would be at 2 dragons, so not necessarily a big loss, especially if you're getting a game-ending Baron.
We do see triple inhibs fall here. Rex and Twitch have their eye on this Syndra. Looks like he is going to fall.
Jacob kind of behind enemy lines here, just casually strolling through. Yeah, Twitch just kiting out. Seeing if
this looks like it'll probably be the end of the game here, unless the Rek'Sai can pull off a miracle. And all we see Kayn soloing Drake while Kai'Sa tries to stop them from ending the game. But oh, that Xerath damage is just crazy.
Yeah. Looks like game 1 will be going over to Metabusters here, finishing 23-17 at 30 minutes here. Honestly, I think that they just brought it back around. in the mid game. They kept it together, realized that they had kind of given over a lead and a considerable one, but I think through their solo lane leads that they were able to eke out, and through just staying calm, they were able to weather the storm and proceed confidently into the mid and late game.
Yeah, very well played game. Opinions on MVP for the game?
Um, that game, I think it's hard to say right off the bat. I think that I think you got to give it to. I want to say Cam. I want to say Cam played super well.
Yeah,
Not. I don't think he went. I don't. I think even though there was a lot of attention mid, and you could definitely see the Rek'Sai there early, kind of just hovering around mid, really looking for an opportunity to blow this ass flash, make him pay, make him cry. But only going down one time in this entire game, dealing the most damage in the lobby, definitely putting in the deeps and
yeah.
doing a lot of
Cam,
work clearing out those objectives.
I think Cam's a good choice for this game. I think he played really, really well. I do want to give a shout out to Rex though in this game. I think he like supplied a lot of the pressure that like allowed Metabusters to make plays in this game. I think the Xerath does look like. I mean, he not even look. He had a great game. He played really, really well around the early Rek'Sai pressure. Only falls once to that. He's topping damage charts. He's topping gold. Looks really, really good. But I do want to give a special shout out to Rex in this game as well for kind of making his team able to make the plays that they're making around the map. But I do agree with you. I think Cam is very well deserving of MVP in this game.
Yeah. So let's see. What do you want to see? What do you want to see from Andromeda here to try to adapt in this game too?
I the number one adaptation. I think they should take red side again in this game, but I think they need to get Stanley a good matchup mid. I don't think they can afford to R5 the jungle like they did in the last draft. I really think they should try to prio that for Stanley mid lane, make sure that they're getting him a good matchup. Um, Other than that, I mean, I think PB and Alex like were solid in lane this game once again. I think you just continue to get them a strong 2v2, and I think they're going to be able to play well on whatever you give them. But I think the main prio just has to be getting Stanley on a decent matchup.
For sure. I know, like we said, we mentioned that if you were gonna have to blind a mid, Syndra on an R4, really not the worst you could do. And definitely a champion that Stanley probably feels good about locking in regardless. But yeah, just when that Xerath comes through, even with your scatter of the week, it can be difficult to operate that lane with his abilities and the wave clear that he stacks up, and he kind of just sits right outside your range and does what he wants.
yeah.
Looks like we're right back in a draft here. Looks like the bans haven't been shaken up too much. We see the same bans coming out on Metabusters. We do see a Darius ban come out for Andromeda this game, though.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. We're like in draft. Okay. Yeah,
And we see
first
another
pick Twitch
first pick
again.
Twitch. Okay. Not expecting to see a whole lot of a shakeup here from Metabusters. I mean, they definitely had a winning formula the last game. Sure, they can't pick the Darius this game on like in the first round of picks, but they probably can find another strong champion like that for Rex.
Yeah, and Draven banned again as well. I guess they're just pretty confident that if the pick is up, that it'll be a first pick Draven angle, and Rex will play Draven, and I guess they don't want that.
I wonder if we see another Kaisa Nautilus here, or if we're going to see a different pick come out from PB.
Yeah, and I mean definitely not to say that the Draven is a bad ban. They showed in the first game that even if the Twitch gets handed over, that they have ways to deal with it. And we
Oh,
see
we're
the
going to see.
adaptation to the Leona here.
We're Okay, I like that. I think Leona and Nautilus, like they offer kind of similar things, but it's to me it's kind of personal preference whether you prefer to play Leona or Nautilus in that matchup. And looks like PB wants the Leona this game and wants to challenge and see if they're willing to lock in Nautilus. They're not. Looks like they're going with Soraka instead. And we might see a Zac. Oh, we do see it locked in.
Okay, yeah. Wasn't expecting the Soraka necessarily. I know it's a Jacob champ. I wasn't necessarily expecting it in this scenario, but I think we'll have to see what comes out B4 and B5. But a Soraka that has people that she can reliably stand behind really shouldn't be an issue, even if it's against Leona, as long as they can play the lane correctly, I think.
We do see a Lilia picked up here for Andromeda. My guess. I'm thinking this is going to be a Lana Lilia top. Is my guess. She's been talking that pickup for a little while.
Lilia top would be spicy. See some dancing, some hoof picks.
Some prancing. We'll have to see if she's picked up any, build tips from Mason and Logan. I know they've been having their kind of bromance over Lilia builds recently.
Yeah, I've seen Andromeda round out their bands. Last three being Darius, Aatrox, and Pantheon. All champions that Rex has played in the top lane recently. So, okay. So it
Oh,
looks like they're
okay.
taking Shen top,
They're gonna take
and it's
Shin
a
top
Lilia
again.
jungle. I do like that they're saving Stanley for last, like you had mentioned.
Okay, we might see a Renekton answer for the Shin. I like the Renekton pick just as another like strong top laner here for Rex to just kind of take over early against the Shin pick, take advantage of its weak point, and they do lock it in. Let's see what they've
Important
got.
to note that Kaisa and Shen, both champions that rely pretty heavily on the, you know, the benefit that their shields provide, and Renekton has a distinct advantage against these kind of champions with his empowered W.
Sure. We see a Kassadin locked in.
Yeah, I think a smart pick. Honestly, the way that this draft is going, you could definitely pick AD mid here and not have a problem with it. But Stanley definitely prioritizing those AP champions, so it's a safe bet to say that he was gonna pick a mage here, and so Kassadin blind here, probably a safe bet, especially with a strong supporting cast like Kassadin and Renekton and Zac.
You
Yeah,
see the Swain answer.
spicy.
Hmm.
We have seen.
I,
I think we have seen quite a bit. Not quite a bit. We've seen more than a few Swain mid games. I believe Anne has
yeah, I
played
think
Swain mid this season.
I think Anne's played some
Believe.
Swain. I want to say I've seen Heroic on Swain as well.
Yeah. I
Uh,
don't know if we've seen it. I guess we'll see potentially here later, but I don't know if we've seen it into the Kassadin
yeah, I'm
yet.
not sure I've seen that matchup either. I'm trying to think about how in my head how that matchup would go. But I mean, I don't see any way that Caston's like dealing with the Swain ultimate early on. But then again, I don't see how Swain's keeping Caston in his Swain ulti either.
Yeah.
So
So no matchup data for Kassadin versus Swain. So that'll be a brand new matchup to see. Uh, 1-1, even in the jungle, but a big KD disparity between how these champs are performing in those games, it appears.
yeah. Um, the Zac definitely a staple champion in Scrim Zone. Have seen it a lot. um, over the seasons, and I feel like we haven't seen it as much this season though, as prior ones.
Yeah, but you see, Metabuster's kind of going for a similar kind of vibe from the first game. they do have a more utility jungler in the Zac as opposed to the Kayn, but you still have a very strong topside matchup with a mid laner that kind of just wants to get further along into the game, and they have a scaling setup for bot lane. So really not much changed from the game one strategy, like you had mentioned before we got fully into draft.
Yeah, I mean, I think MetaBuster's read on Andromeda is that as long as they can kind of keep stable, like well scaling lanes on their like bot side of the map, in mid and bot at least, then as long as they put their get top like Rick's on a strong pick that he can kind of just snowball the lane out of control on, then they're just confident that they can play through his lead early on enough to let them kind of scale up and have an impact.
Yeah, I see Joey really favoring the Zac. Definitely a known Zac enjoyer.
Yeah, it looks like he
Performs
performs
very
pretty well.
Yeah, and let's see, the Soraka record right here is kind of the opposite of this Twitch record.
Yeah, I mean it's the direct opposite of the Twitch record. Looks like we are going to see another game of this Kaisa versus Twitch. Not factored in, of course, like the last game, but this soft Twitch against, Alex, it's pretty good. And PB on Leona looks like he's been pretty solid as well. So
I actually
I don't know.
did
We're going to
get
see
the
a lot of
stats in,
champions that
so
these
that's
players are
should be
comfortable
factored.
on, and we always like to see, like in a game 2, people coming back to what they're comfortable on.
Definitely, I think Shen. Yeah, they're in.
Oh, they are. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, I definitely, regardless of how this matchup goes, probably want to see some build adaptation from Shen. Like I said, and as you kind of saw, Shen kind of just was shackled to the wave the entire game because there was just no way to overcome the pushing pressure of the Darius against your champion's pushing pressure. Definitely need to see like a Bammy Cinder built early or itemizing at some point into a Titanic Hydra, potentially buying the Tiamat earlier in the game rather than later, just so you can shore up your wave clear weakness and potentially get more of those minions because you're not contesting with the tower.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you last game if Shin could still like rush Tiamat. I know he used to, especially like in tougher matchups where he needs to clear out the wave.
I'm not sure. It's probably been a year since I've played Shen, but I can try to pull up the stats here, see what kind of things we're rocking with. Yeah, it looks like the second most popular build is Heartsteel into Sunfire into Titanic. And so I would assume there's also people building Heartsteel into Titanic into Bammies. I think it just depends on how you want to play, on if you purchase the Bammy, probably the Bammies or the Tiamat.
Yeah. Either way, I don't think you can just straight rush the Heartsteel. I think you need to go either the Bammies or the Tiamat to give yourself some way of clearing out the wave, because otherwise your wave clear is just not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, and part of it is still just being able to CS as much of those minions as you can early in the game, because it's kind of hard to say, oh yeah, spend this amount of gold on this item to help you clear the minions when you're finding it difficult to acquire the gold to purchase the wave clear item.
That's fair.
And so just something to look out for. Dak into Lilia, I think this is a favored matchup for Lilia.
Yeah, I would think
as fast as Lilia gets to moving in fights, it would be hard for Zac to be landing his abilities on her. And she can kind of just dance around him, and then whenever she finds a look that she wants, she can, just sleep him or sleep multiple members of the team. I really like the Lilia like adaptation here to kind of get up in the middle of fights and cause some disruption.
Yeah, it looks like Lilia sitting at a 53% win rate when matched up against Zach.
Okay, that's
But I
definitely
think a lot of
favored.
that, I think a lot of what it comes down to is going to be how Joey moves around this map and how he supports his laners. That's kind of what you're looking for on the Zach. The Lilia doing the same thing, but the Lilia is definitely going to be clearing a lot faster. Still looking for that stable gold income, whereas Zach is probably going to be giving up a couple camps here and there to try to make a play, if I'm to assume. Yeah, I mean, how do you think that the bot lane matchup has shifted because of these champ adaptations further one way or the other, or do you think it'll be about the same? Do you think
Well, I'm
Soraka can weather the storm into Leona, Kaisa if they're on point?
Leona has a lot of pressure on the Soraka to kind of play at the right ranges to make sure that she's not getting engaged on by the Leona. But I don't know if Jonah could find any way to get any pressure bot lane. If he blows either sum on either of these characters, I mean, it's really, really hard for them to play. But if they're able to like keep their sums, and I mean, they're double ranged, they if everything goes perfectly for them, should have a pretty easy time in this lane, I'd think. But if PB's landing his abilities, if he's on point, or if Jonah puts any pressure bot lane, it can swing really, really hard in the other direction. So I think if Andromeda is wanting to, get their advantage in this game, they're gonna want to play chaotic bot side. Again, I mean, I feel like they kind of have a comp that, I mean, they have a comp. I think their comp scales better this game than it did last game. But I still think that they need to find themselves some early plays and a bit of an early lead, or else they're just going to get really, really outscaled by Caston, Twitch, and Soraka. Those champions all very, very good the later you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a few of these champions are kind of adjacent or exact picks from the previous game. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to watch the mid lane matchup though. I expect Swain to be able to push early. Caston, not really much of a threat in the first, before level 6 at least. But after that, it should be really interesting to watch and see if the Caston starts to be able to match up against the Swain, or Swain just continues to dominate that lane.
I imagine if we see similar attention applied to mid lane, I think it's definitely a lot easier to execute on mid than in game 1. At least definitely before 6. Simply because of how much more of a precarious position relative Kassadin has to put himself into compared to Xerath.
Yeah.
Xerath, it's definitely a different style here for Cam. I mean, Xerath really stands at the back of fights and is just hitting his abilities whenever they're up. Otherwise, he's kind of just nowhere near being touched. And on Caston, he's definitely diving in more.
Seeing another standoff here at the Pixel Bush, but Metabusters reads it out this time.
Looks like Jonah is just going to be able to... He gets the ward down, gets back to base. Not really going to lose anything for this.
Yeah, let's see, that's Shen's ward in the try. That's Lilia's ward, the jungle. Do we know whose blue side? Whose blue wards these are? Because the one on Raptors is Leona's.
I'm not 100% sure. I know the one in that pixel brush is Lilia's, but other than that, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, so Shen not gonna have any vision outside of his lane for a good while here while that ward's on cooldown. Is going to get zoned off here from level 1 by Renekton.
Yeah, Rex already up
Oh.
to no good.
The cheeky little observation that was going on there, spotted out by the ward in the bush.
Yeah, it looks like they were able to clear it though, so be on the lookout for one of them to hit an early level 2 here.
Yeah, is Stav okay? Is he DC'd again?
Looks like he might have DC'd, yeah. Unfortunate timing on that.
Yeah, curious to see if there's going to be a gentleman's walk away here or not.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Because Stav was standing there for
Cobb
good.
was just standing there completely still. Really, really unfortunate timing on that DC.
Yeah, here it looks like Zach doing a full clear into the top side. Like I
I'm kind of
said,
interested to see if he looks for like a level 3 play mid or something after he finishes the spot side.
yeah, it looks like Stav is gonna get first blooded there. The ignite coming down to help secure that for the Kaisa.
Yeah, really.
Zach
Yeah, we are
setting
seeing
up
level
here.
3 mid here.
Few lands. Wayne pulled
Oh.
back.
I think Stanley is gonna have to flash here. He does.
Yep, should be able to walk away. Might have wanted to see a little bit of an earlier flash, especially if we kind of figured we were gonna blow the summoner spell. Might as well do it sooner rather than later to preserve as much health. But in the grand scheme, doesn't look like it's gonna be too impactful.
It does live either way, but
Oh, and that's brutal top
It
with
is
the big
brutal.
wave crashing. Death timer is low, so Alana should be able to TP there and try to pick up as much as possible. Need to see that TP coming out, but
you never want to die like that with that wave fixing to come under your tower. Really,
really good.
unfortunate.
Really good play by Rex there. And you can see Joey was clearing topside and then would have had no way to know.
Always see another gank coming out mid. Stanley no flash is
Definitely a dead Swain here.
It does fall. Man, rough,
Yeah, you can-
rough early start.
Yeah, Leona CC coming down on the Twitch, Cleanse coming out. Shouldn't need to flash, should just be able to walk away here. Yeah, you can
Andromeda
see
really
even
committed
if
to that play. You saw them sitting in that brush for a long time while they just waited for them to push. We are seeing Lilia kind of circle around and check out what's going on here.
yeah, Zach trying to catch up on farm. Lilia up 2 camps at the moment. Flash E coming down. There should be a dead Soraka. 2 kills going over to Kaisa here in total here in this lane so far.
Really good look. Like to see them focusing bot lane here. I mean, especially considering what's gone on top and mid. They really need to snowball this bot lane to have a chance to stay in this game. We'd like to see them finish this push here and try to get back to base though and spend that gold. If they want to keep that lead up, they need to spend what they've got.
Yeah, I remember last game there was a scenario where Alex wasn't able to get it back off in a timely manner and was stuck on a longsword for the longest time.
Yeah, we see
Zach
Alana
here dodging
pressuring.
the ball, dodging the Benny, and gonna vault out. Wayne here though, trying to get some of that lunch money back that Joey took.
Stanley has no flash. This is not a great position for him to be in here, but maybe they can collapse here and find a way to save him. Nope, he's gonna fall to the Renekton. We see Lilia come over the wall. Is she gonna fall as well?
As a dead Lilia.
That's a dead Lilia as well. Tragic early game here for Andromeda in the top side.
It was so sad just watching the Swain walk into that pit and just have to stand there next to the wall.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe a little bit of mismatched ambition or aggression. It looked like there was a little bit of hesitation from all parties at some point, so I think they just might not have been sure what the exact call was there, and kind of led to the shenanigans.
Yeah, it just may not have been a clear call whether they wanted to actually look to fight there. Looks like we are going to see Caston go Rod of Ages here, pretty standard. We're seeing some decent trading here out of Stanley in the mid lane as well, punishing that Caston. Low range, especially in the early part of the game. Oh, we see another Zac gank mid. This is a tragedy. It looks like he might be able to... No, he does get taken down by Cam.
Oh, Leona CC coming down on the Twitch. Looks like they're just going to back away though, because they are under tower.
Yeah, really tough position here, I feel, for Andromeda. They need to keep this pressure up bot lane and keep pushing. But with Zac looking bot lane, they just can't push too far. And we do see a trade top lane. Alana able to take Rex down.
Yeah, we'll have to see how catch-up XP worked out for them when the death times are up. We do see a fight coming down here. Looks like Isa on a killing spree. 3 kills now, forcing the flash out and the heal from Soraka.
Yeah, Alex picking up another kill here. Really starting to get really strong. He's up almost 20 CS after this wave. Yeah, and Twitch is going to lose a few to the tower before he can get back. I mean, really, really good stuff out of Andromeda's bot lane. We'll see if they can kind of pick up the slack where the top side's gone kind of wrong. Looks like they do start up the Drake here, although
I think this is a dragon they can take. It doesn't look like it's going to be contested.
Yeah, it looks like Joey may know that they're on it, but realizes that they can't really contest, so looks like they're going to get it for free. And they do take it down.
Okay, yeah. Evening the gold back up considerably. Now only down 500 gold at the moment. A lot of that gold is on the Kaisa. Important to note, but that's still gold on their team regardless.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have it on anyone, you might as well have it on your Kaisa. Champion does scale pretty well into the mid-late game.
Yeah, we are seeing plated steel caps for spy for Shen here. Shen, honestly, down levels and down items that deal damage. Still having a super hard time with this wave. Swain is just going to be able to walk out here.
Yep, they managed to burn his ultimate. Makes it really, really dangerous for him to stay too much longer in this lane. We are seeing Rex take a trade under tower, just continuing to bring Alana lower and lower. He's going to stack up his wave. He'll probably look to dive. I mean, looks like his R is up. And if he manages to get that WR, she's definitely dead there.
Another gank coming in mid here. Dodges
the
E.
mid. And
Zac
R
coming out.
flashes back up. Looks like it may not even matter. We do see Lilia. Maybe she can pick up these kills. She's got a really good look here. Does pick up Caston. Pops the Zac passive. Yep, this probably is a dead Zac.
I think he can get out.
Looks like he might be able to get out. Okay.
Oh, does the burn get him on the back end?
I don't think it's enough at this point in the game.
Yeah, no, looks like he's going to be alright. And
Rex does manage to dive Alana and take her down.
Yeah, just really brutal with the Renekton into the Shen. Just being able to say no to those shields. Those shields that you can muster with your plated steel cap bank at the moment.
Yeah, it's just really hard for Alana to stop him from stacking up the waves, because Renekton has very good wave clear from minute 1. When tragically we do see Alana's TP get cancelled by the tower being destroyed, Rex with demolished there.
Yeah, and then also Renekton just able to stay sustained in lane, especially if Ben can't do much to trade back unless it's under tower.
Mm-hmm.
TB looking for another cheeky angle here. Lilia's bot side, but walking away, so straight 2v2 here. Looks like they're going for the Rift Herald on the top half of the map, though.
He's been trading here in the mid lane. Caston does already have his Rod of Ages, meaning he is very, very hard to win trades against on any AP champion.
Yeah, first Herald going over to Meta Busters. I bet they use this mid lane. Mid lane is where I'd assume they are going to use it.
Yeah, I mean, they want to try to get this Caston as far ahead as possible.
But actually, they gave it to Rex, so it might just be a top die angle.
Maybe. They may be looking to take down that tier 2, and this Renekton will be the strongest character on the map at that point.
Leona ult coming down. Twitch cleanses that, but the follow-up CC is still going to lock him down for a little bit longer, but able to walk away and stay fairly healthy with the help of his Soraka.
Yeah, I mean, PB and Alex really putting pressure on this Twitch Soraka. They've been able to make a lot of good plays here in this bot lane. We just have to see if they're able to lift up the rest of the map. But they're off to a really great start here.
Oh, the catch on that almost comes back on the Kassadin.
Yeah, it's really important for Swain to be able to land either E or W to keep sustained up in the lane. Otherwise, Caston just dominates those trades. Looks like we are going to see Soraka reset here. Twitch is going to try to push out one more wave before going back. And
We honestly
how
might
much
see
gold
another
he
Zac
has.
gank mid here.
Very possible. Don't think Cam's going to let Stanley get away with basing right there. We see Rex continuing pressuring top here. Procs demolished, kind of walks away. Quake's quick trade. Probably going to try out
Good
to...
pull.
Yeah, good pull.
Eats the tower shot as well, but very dangerous
Bot
with
lane
low
of
on
Rome
mana.
up here for Andromeda. Oh, the E lands and follows the cast and teleport. They may be able to knock him down here. Full lands.
Intelligent ultimate, knowing that Lily is on the other side of the wall, but
Kaisa
still going to
W
go down.
lands, gets that shutdown.
That's huge. But we are seeing Shelly take this tier 2 and hit this inhib tower as well. This tower honestly might go down right here. I think Shen is dead.
Yeah, looks like Shin does die to the Ignite there.
Tower is going to go down to minions. Can Rex get out?
I think he is still going to fall here.
Yeah,
It does
there we
burn
go.
down to the Swain. We see Kaisa ult over the wall. This is a
Soraka
good fight
down.
here for Andromeda.
Twitch free firing at the moment. He's getting chased down. Very healthy still. Oh, General coming down.
Almost lands all the damage that they need against the Zac, but he does manage to survive. Caston's continue to chase forward here.
I mean, he has a lot of mana. He's definitely not stopping right now. Are going to be able to walk away though. The cooldown not low enough yet to be able to just R on repeat.
Yeah, is forced to walk away. Looks like we are going to see Alana pivot away from the Heartsteel this game. She's already got that Aegis of the Legion in
Is that for
inventory.
a gargoyle?
No, I think that's for Jack Show, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's more likely.
Do still wish that we would have seen her pick up like a Bammy Cinder or a Tiamat early on, but
She's definitely looking for more of the later on in the fight, team fight durability.
Another launch set up here by Zac, but it doesn't look like he's going to take it. They're not opt to invade the topside jungle here instead. See if he
Yeah,
starts
not
his
sure.
raptors.
not sure much Jonah can do about him kind of just taking those away. But it looks like they
Doesn't
are
look like he gets
able to
them.
push him off.
Yeah, Renekton pressuring this inhib top though.
Interesting. If I were Andromeda here, I'd almost want Renekton to take my inhib. If we let him take it, then we're able to kind of soak some gold top lane into one of our carries and keep scaling. But
Yeah, I mean we don't have Dragon up for 3 minutes, and we don't have Baron spawning for another 4. So now would have been a really decent time to have this inhibitor go down and be able to farm it without much punishment.
yeah, would almost just rather not see Andromeda fight over that. I think they should just give the inhib up to
Renekton's just going to keep going though. That's a double kill in the base.
Looks like he's not going to be able to pick up the inhib.
Yeah, they must not know. Yeah, they don't know where the rest of Andromeda is, so they walk away from the inhibitor, or they realize that it's a little early, as well.
You see Leona ult, forcing Soraka flash, but no play really to be made. I think PB was trying to set up for a Kai'Sa ult there.
We'll see if they let the minions take it. It looks like that's what they're trying to do. But, okay, yeah, there we go. At this point, we're much lower on the timers than we started, but I think it's still alright here in this instance. We definitely need to see someone other than Shen there, though. If Shen can't clear regular waves, Shen is going to get bullied by super waves.
Yeah, looks like we do see Metabuster picking up that second Herald. Probably looks to drop that mid.
Yeah, Kai'Sa moving to farm this wave would be a really heads-up play by Andromeda.
Yeah,
I mean, by Metabusters here to try to drop this Herald.
I think you gotta have Kai'Sa or Swain from that top wave. Just try to find a strong point somewhere that you can use to deal with this really, really ahead Metabusters team right now. Up almost 4K at 17 minutes. Do get Swain's base cancelled here. I'm gonna have to keep farming these waves mid lane.
I think really important that it's Kai'Sa to be the one to get these. I think Swain, through some form or another, does have like a slight DXP lead mid. I think getting a lot of solo XP, especially onto Kai'Sa here, will be really good for their fights here later. Renekton kind of get into their interior and be a crocodile alligator, but went a little
they
too
do get
far.
the shutdown onto Kai'Sa. I mean, that's really good gold onto her.
That's 2 shutdowns going to the Kai'Sa back to back. Soraka with no flash face checks. There should be a dead Soraka.
Yeah. See Soraka fall as well. Zac ult. This fight really looking good for Andromeda, though. I think they're going to be able to take Zac down easily, and yeah, he does go down, passive procced.
Yeah, Cassidy and Twitch on the other side of this, though. Leona going down really hard.
Oh, the Cassidy is doing so much damage in this fight, and Metabusters is able to kind of just use their bot in mid lane to win that fight.
Yeah, it looked really good when the Soraka died and it was Kassadin and Zac there, but the second that Twitch kind of popped up and surprised them out of stealth was when that fight really turned and Kassadin knew that he could, kind of walk back in. When it was just him and Zac, it was looking a little iffy, but he had enough backup.
Kassadin should just be able to walk his way out of here. Uses one of the mini blast cones on the Infernal Rift to walk away, and he doesn't get hit by the root, but Leona ult misses, and he should just be able to teleport away.
Yeah, has blue buff, has passed that level 11 spike. His Rod of Ages just coming in right now as well. We are seeing action around this potential soul point for Andromeda here. Yeah, it looks like Renekton is just pummeling their Nexus towers with Herald.
With Herald, yeah.
Not much they can really do about it. He forces the flash out of the Kai'Sa. Lana's TPing in to help while Swain's getting gone on.
I think this might be game here.
I do think they're going to take the Renekton down, but Metabuster's kind of just assaulting them from all sides right now.
I kind of assumed that Metabusters was was gonna try to get to him. I think if they could get to him, it's kind of just the end of the game there. But
yeah, if they were able to take Alex down, it's really, really hard for the rest of the team to stand up to them. But Renekton went a little deep by himself.
And he took a trip to Amish. Got caught out in Amish. Okay, so actually Radiant Virtue was what was picked up by Shen here. Honestly, really, that's a really good adaptation, especially if you kind of accept for yourself that you're going to be on support gold income, essentially, passive gold income for the most part.
Yeah.
We're going to see Lilia try to walk away here. The Shen ult coming down, not enough to block all this damage from the Twitch, the Kassadin, and the Zac. And that's the jungler down. It looks like they're just going to move to Baron.
Yep, they're going to move for this 20-minute Baron. I don't think we'll see any backing off here like we did in the last game off of this. I think they've got this pretty easily. They've got the Twitch there this time, and Kassadin's holding that pressure in mid lane. Yep,
doing Baron, top inhibs down. Rex is pressuring the bot wave. Is getting collapsed on by Leona and Shen. TP coming out from the Kassadin to try to cover as well, but I think that's just going to be them getting out. And the Baron picked up this one.
We do see Cam take away the blue buff there. We see MetaBusters with that 8k gold lead right now at 22 minutes. They are just snowballing this game out of control. It's becoming harder and harder for Andromeda to be even able to play the game. We're seeing a lot of good things here from the MetaBusters.
This will be another test here if they can kind of weather this Baron push and try to get some fights in safe ground inside their base that don't suck. But with how far ahead MetaBusters is right now at the moment, I think you're dreading any fight, really.
It's really hard to win. I mean, I think Renekton could probably beat 3 people by himself in the right moment.
Going to the tower, just taking down the Swain.
I don't think he wins this, though. I think he needs to try to get out of there.
It looks like the Leona ult coming down, missing as well. Kassadin reacquiring this top lane inhib here. Rest of the team pushing up mid. Not much damage getting down on that, but they are trying to make a move on Kassadin, but
not a whole lot of damage
super
there
fruitful.
with them.
Yeah, not super fruitful at this point in time.
They're just pressuring on all 3 lanes right now. Rex is backing off when someone comes to match, and they're just hitting mid whenever they've got minions. And I mean, they're just playing this out really, really well.
Yep, just keeping as many minions baroned up as possible. We are going to see the mid inhib tower and presumably the mid inhib go down as well. So double super waves.
They do find the Soraka here. Huge knockup from this ad. Twitch just shredding through Andromeda right now. And Rex is just hitting those Nexus towers, hitting the Nexus. And they win the fight on the other side. This is going to be GG here. It's going to be a 2-0 for MetaBusters.
Yeah, here I think honestly, especially because we went with Cam in the first game. I think Rex probably deserves MVP for this game.
I agree.
Clicking top lane and only clicking away to go get his Rift Heralds, and then once his work was done top lane, just moving to the other side of the map and proceeding to do the same thing, and just being a big nuisance for Andromeda the entire game.
He's just making the game easier to play for the rest of his team. I mean, he's top all the time, and they've got to pull 2 or 3 or 4 people up to deal with him at all times. And it just makes the game so much easier to play when every play you make on the other side of the map, you have man advantage. So I think, yeah, Rex definitely deserves the MVP for this game.
I'm not exactly sure if who Metabusters wants to send up to have a little bit of talkie, if it's Rex or not. But yeah, I don't think I don't think either of us can drag or slay. So we might have to wait.
As long as I keep fighting and as long as they keep
There we go.
focusing onto me. Huh? What?
Yeah, I think you got moved like
I think you got moved
without
your
knowing.
knowledge.
Yeah, you were kind of
What the fuck? Okay.
you were off on a train of thought when you came in here. What's up?
Yeah. What's up,
uh,
man?
I was talking with Mason concerning on the Renekton one, he was saying that I was egoing mid game, but I was like, nah, as long as they keep fighting me, it allows Kassadin to basically scale up, so as long as I keep fighting, we just win automatically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of what we
you
were
fighting
touching
like
on.
4 people at a time just makes it to where your team is just getting things elsewhere. So
Yeah.
I definitely think that was a good play from you. In both the Darius and Renekton games, you kind of did that
Uh,
very well.
Darius game, I kind of fumbled early game just because I kind of messed up 2 of my invades, but other than that, I managed to get Alana behind
it was
180
a little,
CS both games.
yeah, it was a little deceptive in the Darius game because you started 0-2, but you were
Yeah.
up like 60 CS.
Yeah.
So like it looked like you didn't start off very well, but you still were dominating your lane and pulling that pressure up there.
Yeah. Anyways, was there something specific you guys wanted to ask me or something?
I mean, I've got a question for you. So, like, was both games you guys kind of played like you played the Darius or Nectin, like those like really dominant lane champions in top lane, and then you kind of scaled on your like bot side of the map? Was that your game plan like coming in?
No, so the game plan was for me to play champions that I was, I guess, comfortable on. And then I just told them just ignore topside and just go bot. Because there's no reason to go topside because Shen's gonna be useful regardless, even if they gank, even if she's gonna be like 110, 120. Her shield and her E and W are still gonna be a factor in fights, so there's no reason to gank her. As long as I punish her in regards to CS and she can't get any items, even if she TPs, it's not going to be a good TP just because of the fact that she can't really contribute that much. It allows me to get more and more and more and more gold on my lonesome. On second game though, I did get demolished because I noticed that her playstyle was too passive for the lane. Like, the times when I would go to tower, right? If she E'd me immediately, she would be able to punish me, but I guess she was a little bit skittish. And I kind of noticed that on my Darius game, so I just played Renekton and went demolish.
Yeah, I did notice you spent a lot of time on the Renekton game just up against the tower, making sure you got that demolished proc.
Yeah.
I mean, got you a lot of plate gold, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I guess another question is, you kind of playing perma flip push away from the team. Who was kind of calling the shots in that game? Was it
No, that's
someone?
me.
It was you.
That's me.
Okay.
In terms of macro, we kind of established that I'm the one who should call the shots, and in terms of fights, it's Mason that calls the shots. Because apparently Mason has some beef with my fight calling.
I mean, I don't know what's the beef. Let's come on. Like what?
Yeah,
Like, give us the tea.
what's
like
happening there?
what's the last argument that?
I talk like a caveman whenever I call fights.
No, I think I can distinctly remember some caveman adjacent speech last season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just playing. But yeah, I mean, I guess anything you got any like closing thoughts? If you want to do predictions for your next series, I think you play Rift Sharks.
Who's on Rift Sharks?
That is Joel, Dan, Axie, Dean, Eric. Really, I'm blanking on like the rest of the roster at the moment.
Yeah.
My bad. Dean was on Rift Sharks too. Oh, sorry.
And Michael. I think Michael and Hadiri, yes, have played games as well.
Oh, gotcha. Well, you can't really ban me out, and if you entirely ban topside, I can still go to other lanes, so I'm not sure how it's gonna play out.
Right. So Andromeda banned Draven in both games. If Draven was up, was that the first pick angle and you just play bot, or was that
Um,
not really in the cards?
it's always going to be in the cards. Draven is just one of those things as to where, if it's open, then there's always going to be a chance of me going bot side to abuse it.
So I've got another question for you. You looked really dominant in these games, but I'm like forecasting to a future matchup here. Okay, you versus Avery. Who you got in that matchup?
Me versus Avery. I mean, didn't that happen last time? I think it did. Avery, I'm pretty sure can match my micro, but concerning wave, as long as I play correctly, I should be able to control wave to my favor. But it kind of really depends on jungle at that point. I feel like Avery, in terms of micro skill, is able to match me.
Okay, respectable.
My heart is melting. You must not have watched me play Tryndamere last night.
Oh, really? Wait, I distinctly remember you last season playing against me, and your micro was exactly the same.
Well, I mean, I'm mainly just memeing. I'm a certified marquee unbinder for Tryndamere, but yeah, I forget what we played. I think we played like Yasuo and Yone or something like that, and it was super fun.
Hmm. I also distinctly remember you clapping my cheeks as Riven.
I mean, I cannot confirm or deny, but I will
Yeah,
say that that's definitely we should. I don't know if we'll ban Draven or not, but that's on
I
you if
mean,
you run away, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. No, but
yeah, that's fair.
you guys got anything else you want to add before we wrap it
I,
up?
I just want to shit talk Mason here. I know he was on my team, you jackass. You kind of forget that we did practice runs too, you little shit. Anyways.
Listen here. Nah, but yeah, no, really good games. Really good back-to-back performance from Metabusters, and I think Andromeda really showed that they have avenues that they can uh, go down to progress, you know, at an advantage
Mhm.
in the game. But it just looked like they couldn't pull it out in this series. So we'll just have to wait for next time.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
good
that was
night,
a fun game
GG's.
series. GG.
Yeah.
GG's.
I think our next series we have it's MVP versus Rift Sharks, Specters, and I think this is MVP versus Rift Sharks is our last week 6.
Yeah, next ones aren't scheduled yet. I'll be doing that very shortly. So we can just cut it here and we'll discuss that on the podcast, which is starting in 10 minutes. And do want to
Oh yeah, it's
announce
Tuesday.
we are premiering a segment for the first time. We are doing Scrims Guess Who. So be sure to tune in for that. Should be a banger.
Well, let's go. I'm hyped.
All right.
Yeah, get ready for round 2.
Yep.
Catch you guys later.
All right. See y'all.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.